All right, it's Wednesday morning. WUB Belize Morning Vibes. I was missing for 2 days. I want to thank Brother Noor Mohammed for taking care of the matter and holding the fort in my absence. Respect and thank you, Brother Nouri. It is Wednesday morning, and I'm surprised to know that we have Mr. Torres already queued up, JC. That is good.
Yeah.
It means that he's probably renegotiating his television contract with our colleagues at Plus TV. So we are benefiting from that little bit of transitional period. That is good.
Yeah.
Our telephone numbers are 222-4299 as well as 202-4409, 202-4469. We do have guests and they're already in the house. And it's right up your alley, Mr. Torres, because we have some newly elected city councillors in the house.
Oh, great.
So I know you will be excited by that.
Great.
Because you know, unlike yourself, I am a man of loyalty. I'll give you your opening remarks, and then we will jump into a conversation with our guests.
Wow, thanks greatly. Thanks greatly. I want to say first good morning to our brother Mose. Listen, we don't get much into no, but you know, a lot of interviews was carried out by our nation's various outlets like CREM, you know, and others on the referendum day in Guatemala. What I never hear is any question relating to military governance, military authority of the Salsoon. You see? And I never hear no question asked to the foreign minister when interview of Guatemala. Hey, if you love Belize and if you respect Belize, what the hell for the soldiers they do and the control for we parcel of land? What the hell, you know? Well, I want to tell you something. I know time constraint. You have visitors.
Yeah, well, I can invite you maybe on the latter part of the show if you engage me on that issue. Yeah, I hear your question.
Yes. Well, if I could, I will, because I need to step out of...
I know that you have to make a living.
Yeah, I have to step out here 30.
All right.
Yeah.
But yeah, we will talk a little bit about that. If not this morning, then maybe Monday morning if we have health and strength.
Of course. We'll get back to...
All right, and of course you can feel free to jump back in when we begin the conversation with our guests. I know that, you know, you have your many concerns.
Of course.
All right, sir.
Traffic is the main one.
Good.
Thanks, Brother Mo.
Well, unfortunately, we don't have the councillor for traffic this morning.
It no matter council.
Council is council. Councillors are councillors. They're supposed to...
That make the decision.
Yeah, all right, my brother.
Thanks.
Respect. We are joined this morning by 3 newly elected councillors, Belize City Council. We are joined by Councillor Albert Vaughan, who is councillor responsible for works. We are joined by Michael Norales, who is the newly elected councillor responsible for sanitation, CMO, and security. And we have with us as well Councillor Aisha Gentle, who is councillor for parks, playgrounds, market, and beautification. And also not yet on set, Councillor Deltrude Hilton, who is for public health. So we've got to say good morning and welcome. This is the first time that we have spoken to the newly elected councillors since they were voted in on March 7th. So we say congratulations and welcome to the show.
Thank you very much, Brother Moose. It's an honor sitting beside you this morning.
This councillor is a man of words, eh?
And I must say, I must give you congratulations publicly.
Thank you. Thank you.
Recent rise to the presidency of the Christian Workers.
All right. Well, good morning to all of you and welcome to the show.
Good morning.
Well, I said to you before we got on the show, before we started, that, you know, we know that the next weeks are very critical, a part of any council's schedule to try its best to be prepared for when the rains come. And so we wanted to get a sense of, well, what's going on in your first weeks in the council for your various portfolios, and then also for you to talk to the people that you serve.
Okay, so let me go first. In fact, I was saying to Councilor Morales that the 4 of us is related, because you have work, sanitation, parks, and public health.
Yeah.
And you are right, the rainy season is coming up, and so we're getting our people ready to handle that. You know what happened to Belize City when they drizzle.
Yes.
And since the election we have been one of the major problems we have faced in the city council is that they neglected the streets. In fact, he just was about to call the workman and say, look at Patrick Street, because you have some big holes out there as well.
Both ends.
Both ends, yeah. And so we have been trying to, or best with the little resources we have, to get out there and get those holes covered. So when that rain comes, it will be less effective on people who will be spotting all over the place. So, I mean, of course I have Councillor Morales who helps me with getting the drains and, Sure, people don't.
Yeah, my name is Michael Morales, once again in charge of sanitation, SEMO. And I think I have a lot under my portfolio. Security and flood mitigation.
Yeah, you're good.
And also climate change. Right now, what we are doing in the sanitation department is making sure that the drains are being cleaned and dug where we don't have any. I noticed about 2 weeks ago that the weather nice, dry, hot. That's the best time to clean. So I've instructed the managers to make sure that the drain cleaners and the drain diggers work every weekend. We need to make sure that the drains are clear. But we don't jump from place to place. If you're in Lakei, let's say we're behind Jasmine Street, then we work all the streets that are around Jasmine. If we are behind Port, we stay there. So even if I have a complaint, let's say in Caribbean Shores, we'll get there. But when we get there, we stay there. Then we also are preparing for the for the emergency park. Because yesterday we had a meeting. First meeting with the councillors. Everybody was given their committee. Because you got 13 committees. Because we believe that CMO is one person or NEMO is one person. No, NEMO is everybody. Right? Emergency is everybody's business. So we had a meeting yesterday, and all the stakeholders, all the other officials were introduced to the new council. And beginning today, we'll start having committee meetings. So I'll make we get ready for this thing, because people tend to run around like chicken without heads when emergency. All right? So everybody will meet with their committee, and this is our role, that's our role, so that we know they cross and get in a different people turf. Huh? So
incredibly, we're, I guess about a month and a half away from the opening of the hurricane season. So I guess it's appropriate that you mentioned that. And Councillor Gentle, from the standpoint of parks and playground.
Good morning once again. My name is Aisha Gentle. I'm responsible for parks, playground, market, and beautification. What I have been doing since we got into office is met with all my managers and staff for park, market, and working with different people with the beautification and market, which intertwine with the different portfolio as well. Within the parks, what we have been doing is lobbying so that we could get more people to adopt the parks. We realize we're putting up park and there's no one to take care of this park, which in these stuff has been damaged within less than a month, so some 6 months, some after a while of putting up a park, it turn a dump site in less than 2 months because there's no lobbying with the people in the neighborhood to get them involved. To let them know, all right, this is our pride and joy, our recreational spot for our kids. And we have been looking at safety management with both park and market, because we realize that for some reason the back gate with the market, the vendor stuff has been going missing. So that's something that we had enforced. And the rainy season is coming up as well, so we had the maintenance, the guys clean out all the drainage area and looking at ways, whereas if it flood, the vendor's crop won't spoil and we could continue generating and keep the market float.
Now, you know that over the years, and this is something that we've complained about for a very long time, that parks and playground, like we would hear that a councillor has that, is responsible for that, that is their portfolio, but maybe like a park on the main maybe BTL Park is going to be nice and lovely, but then the parks that are in the respective communities, especially parks that are in neighborhoods, we can, you know, like very often are left in a state of disrepair. And get very little attention. Have you been able to ascertain where all these parks are, and what do you say to those people about how committed you are going to be with those parks?
We have 24 parks totally, and there are 3 active parks at this time that is fully maintained, have park rangers and the different assets to it. And with the rest of park within Belize City, we realize that these parks are there, they're enhanced and not mobilized. So we have been meeting with different stakeholders to get them up to par, whereas they can function just like BTL Park. If you notice in our manifesto, our goal is to put up a park just like BTL Park on the south side, so that people don't have to live where they are and come, and it can be child friendly at the same time, whereas there won't be no bar, drinking, or nothing in that affected area. So that's
a commitment that you are making.
Yes, definitely.
So if we see a park around here and we don't like how it looks, so then we can call Councillor Gentle, that's what you're saying, and hold you responsible for the state of that park.
Yes, we have been doing that, and yes, they can hold me responsible for it, because we have been going into the neighborhood, consulting with these people. All right, these are the organizations that are interested in these parks. This is what we want to do, and how could we move forward that way, that we know when we put up this park and it start function, the community at large will also take care of this park and manage it.
Okay, we have a first call for the morning. Krim, good morning, WB.
Yes, good morning, Belize. Good morning, Brother Moore. Good morning to all the councillors, Mr. Van, Mr. Chip, Aisha.
Good morning.
Yes, I call you right, my brothers and sisters, on a new council. And I want to know when Uno going out and start put some enforcement on some of these Chinese shops. When you go to one shop, one item might cost $2. You go to one next shop, right down the street, the item costs $2.50. Go and leave it down more, $3. When Uno go out and start to regulate these shop owners, because they have one standard of prices, brothers. This thing is ridiculous. We the poor people, understand, these shilling and 50 cents and thing they hurt we, understand? So Uno as a council needs to go out there and start to put one clamp on their China and start to make them put prices on their thing, and everybody have one set price. I'm going to shop the other day. One China one tell me, oh, when you buy from Big Lily, from Mahogany, then a big shop. They buy cases of milk, so they could sell for $2.25. I sell for $3. That's 75 cents, my brother. People might watch 75 cents like it ain't nothing but 75 cents a lot of money at any time, yeah? When people only get paid about $3.25 an hour. Well, next thing the council, what you need to look into, put one light on the boulevard and Vernon Street. Take them traffic waters off of that corner there. Then somebody want to get killed out there. One traffic waters want to get killed right out there on Boulevard and Vernon Street. Put one traffic light out there. Understand me? That area is very congested. Lots of accidents like happen right there. And Miss Gentle, you the parks and playgrounds. We the youth and community. So when you, Miss Gentle, want to link up with we Days of Healing and make we help you master work in the parks and the playgrounds to help keep them beautified. You understand? Because we have lots of brethren, lots of sisters. We have hands and hearts, but we don't have equipment to go in there and go paint up one playground. We don't have equipment to go in there and go cut and maintain one playground. Now, if the city council was to link up with Days of Healing, we could help deal with the playgrounds there, especially upon the south side, where are neglected and left abandoned. And so we used to have no place or space to play. You understand me? But look into that regulation of the pricing, my brothers and sisters, because them prices are out of control. These shop owners don't care about us. You understand me? And parks and playgrounds, Days of Healing, their rights have to match works with you once in a serious the same way.
All right, Sticks.
Enough respect, Sticks.
Well, on my end, I will definitely reach out to you. I have your contact number and stuff, and then we could move forward from there.
And then when it comes to the lights at the corner of Vernon Street and Central American Boulevard, At one of our meetings, we addressed that, and we are looking for funding, so we will address that in a few
So
weeks
you're not,
or in a month.
you believe more that the situation is going to be stabilized or be more stable with lights rather than having a...
Yeah, because if the wardens, they also complain to us that even though they are putting up the stop sign, people still they come, you know, and I think we have to educate the drivers as well. Because for some reason or other, everybody always hurry for go where I don't know, you know. We just have to manage our time, you know, so that's for sure.
Yeah, I think just yesterday, the man and myself was speaking about those lights, and I think he's working very hard to get those lights. In fact, we were thinking about putting a light at the corner of the cemetery and what's that boulevard, not to be boulevard, and cemetery?
Cemetery Road?
No, front of the cemetery by
Western.
Western Avenue.
Yes,
Okay.
we were thinking about putting a light there because it's very dangerous. Mose. You ever see them kids, they run race with them vehicles for go over to school?
Yeah,
It's very dangerous, and the
vehicles
thing,
are coming off the highway.
and the thing
kind
is
of
that they say the council, they say the council cannot put a speed bump because it's central government, no?
Yeah.
It's a national government and maintain the roads. The minister of work would have to do that. So just yesterday, the mayor was saying to me that is part of the plan too, is to get a light in that junction as well.
And then when it comes to the price control, I'm not aware what role the city council plays, but we definitely can lobby with the price control department. Those people who are in charge of making sure that the prices are even across the board for specific items. So,
My good councillor has some good faith in the price control. Man, you know, Mose, I talk about this thing over and over again. Not only the Chinese, you go to the supermarket and they don't have price. I should ask you, what's the price? But put the price there, because when I ask you what you could say, you could give me any price. Put the price there so people could know. So it's not only the Chinese.
Quem, good morning, WB.
Pleasant good morning to the councillors. I just want to amazingly thank you, Mose. I was waiting to see when we would get the opportunity to see our councillors on a morning show, so I must applaud you. This is Father Henry, no?
Yes.
The lady to your far right, I think that she will do an amazing job. I could see the talent in her. And when it comes to park and playground, we should have gave it to a woman long ago. I think that she will need to dialogue mostly with the youth from the school because of the children that doesn't get the opportunity to use some of the parks because of some of the parks that have been deteriorated. I just want to ask the young lady to continue to dialogue with principals and continue with teachers and many people in position like yourself, Mose, in order to assist different communities with parks. Community doesn't deal with only the community, deal with the people. So to keep a community together, you have to go to the people and make sure that they have the resources that they need for their community to stay in their community. Why we are having problems because children have been strained from their community to other community and maybe deteriorate other people's community. So by you develop that community where have over 160 children, it will be amazing for this council to move forward. The next thing I want to say, I applaud you too, Mr. Bond. I know that you're a councillor. God bless you guys. And the young man to your far left. Amazingly, changes have come immediately. So God is amazing. Mr. Mose, how sweet it is to have people up there on your panel now that supports youth and families. We need to think about youth and families. Belize haven't been doing that for a long time. We have lost seeing families sit around a table and eat. So I want the council to think family. Don't think just one person, like what the young man in blue, the blue shirt states, that when you're working in Port Loyola, we're going to stay in Port Loyola. This is the thing we need to do, because if you're all over the place, you bring confusion, and it's going to be a chaos for this council, so we don't want that. My support is to the wonderful mayor. He's my friend, and I will always stand in solidarity with that man. I will be like a warship for him. He is doing an amazing job over there, and I think that some of the people at the council doing mischievous acts needs to go. I would say point blank, if you are going to be there doing mischievous acts, you need to flush the toilet. Most, I want to also say before I leave is to ask the Belize City Council. The rainy season is near. We know that Belizeans from time to time love to throw blame. We need to stop blame. The drains, they are blocked up. Ask the fire department to work in solidarity with community. Ask the people in the community to come on board who elected the People's United Party to flush your drain in your community. your community will not develop with other people, it will develop with you. So let's work and get the fire department, the councillors, the mayor, all of us. It's all of our problem to flush these drains immediately, ASAP. And also the people who are in office at City Council. On the weekends, we can come out from that office, out of our beautiful dresses and things from behind the computer, and work to get the drains clean to have a better Belize. Thank you, Mose, and God bless you.
All right, Father.
Thanks, Father.
Thank you.
For those
All right,
nice
okay,
compliments.
we'll get a powdering. Here comes a caller with less powdering. My brother.
Good morning to all again.
Yes, sir.
Good morning.
Good morning, councillors. Brother Van, my good friend. Very good points raised by Brother Stick. Unfortunately, price control does not fall under the portfolio of City Council, but the traffic light, yes, at Vernon and the Boulevard, something I have been calling for the past. From the time they knock it down, I want them put it up, and they never come into up, never yet. But I just called this morning for food for thought. Everybody have their own views. I have my experience, not views. As a mayor, I want to recommend as a mayor without portfolio, okay, not to use at this time the resource of the council in the area of drainage, okay? Let's wait for the rains to come up with one feasibility study and watch out where the water does not flow. What caused the water not to flow? Because I can tell you, and I can take it to lots of areas where I can tell you what is the cause. Two things is the cause. Our drainage, we have drains, that's no problem. We dig and dig and dig deeper than the sea, deeper than the level of the sea. What we have is clogged drainage, the water not the flow, and in areas where the flow, it not have outlets. You understand? But my friends, feel free to call on your masters anytime you wish to have any sort of advice. You take care, all the best.
Thanks, Mr. Torres.
That is my friend, Mr. Torres.
But speaking though, I mean, obviously, before somebody becomes councillor, say for example, you don't spend time assessing some of the things that you end up taking responsibility for. So one would hope that when you become a councillor, that part of your first time there is spent being a student.
Definitely.
So have you been on the ground to assess exactly what it looks like? And then, of course, you know what they say about politicians, the minute you're elected, you become a genius. You figure that you know everything. No, in the case of Mr. Torres, he believes he's a genius without being elected.
Well, Mose, even before we got into office, remember we had to trek into these communities, and these people used to bring up all these, thing about drainage to us. They used to tell us, well, you see that culvert there, we need one there because the one where they're not good and things like that. So we have an idea. But what I also did as part of the work, I sat down with my sanitation supervisors and managers, and I explained to them, you need to give me a list of all the areas that need help so that we could prioritize a list, how we deal with them, So they come with that. Sometimes I sit in my vehicle and I just look at the guy's work. I was by Rocky Road, just sitting there. They didn't know it was me. When I got out of the vehicle, when the police walked towards me, got my glass tinted. So I jump out and say, "You all right, police? You all right, officer? I'm just here making sure that my guys are working, And that's when I got the idea that, hey, that dry weather, why are these guys sitting at home on Saturday and Sunday if they want work? Make them make the overtime. Let's clean the drains. Now, what we're going to do, and we'll take further idea, let's go into the communities and ask them to join us on Saturday and Sunday. Make we just get the area clean out, because who better for help with clean than the people who live in the area? Just make we could say what we could do instead of wait for one day for the one cleanup campaign. And then we have hotspots as well. So what we did, me along with the mayor, right? I have to ask the mayor's permission for everything we do, even Van, even Councillor Gentle, right? I told him, Mayor, We have so many hotspots, and these guys are only dealing with it the night. Come on. Make we hire some trucks. And that's why the city look kind of cleanish right now. As we talk, the trucks are out there picking up garbage. Some of the people picking up the garbage would say, but Councillor, as we move the thing and we circle back now 10 minutes, it full up again. I said, then move it again. We are here to clean up the city, right? The people, where the people for doing the garbage, keep it in there, no man, bring it out. And these trucks will pick it up, right?
All right. Krem, good morning, WUB. Mr. Torres, you get to play it 2 times.
Very positive. I enjoy the conversation. Positive. But my friend, if it was I know may ask the residents to assist me. Why would they pay taxes for? Why? Anyway, what I wish I could see established by this new council, which existed way back when we had great Mr. Rupert Marin in cutting grass and cleaning the city. What I would like to see established by this council, no rush, take on the time. We don't expect miracles when we just come in and we review and we watch and the monitor, myself of course, that we establish a day of the week that people could dump out their old drum, their old wood things where they don't need material, that you know, and pick it up, like you could say, all right, the north side every Wednesday, the south, or this Wednesday and Thursday, or every other Wednesday, so that people are aware that, all right, next week Wednesday, they will come and pick up all the old wood and whatever, low linoleum where I have on cartoon, I will put it out from tonight because the dog now and mess with it because I got nothing for smell, you see? Things like that. No, as I say, anytime when you need advice, my leave friend, no, holler for me. You all take care again. Bye.
All right.
Yeah, granted, because they have their routine, right? So what we're doing, the extras.
Tell me something about accessibility. I know that, I think a part of it is being on talk shows so that, generally what has been the tradition in the past, and being a former talk show host, I'm sure you're aware of this, Mr. Vaughn. You know the business.
Well, so long, Marshall, fire me.
So one of the things is, with a hope that if people know one area where you all are overlooking, that they will maybe use this opportunity to holler at you. But insofar as how people can reach you and get information to you or get complaints to you, how is that being done?
Most, we told the people during the campaign that we would have remain as humble as possible. We are their servant. And my number is out there. In fact, I get calls like crazy every day. We are not full-time councillor. First of all, we are not full-time councillor. I go to the department 1 time a week just to get brief what we are doing, get a program, and ensure that program is working. But people call, by my social media, Facebook, people would link me there. People would call me on my phone. I could see my number is 610-74. And let's see about almost 75% of the tasks being on, we get done, right? So availability, we are there. Accessibility, we are there. Through the mayor, through the councillors, some councillors would call me and say, oh, Mr. Vaughn, they need some patch worker, they need some work, some big heavy equipment over there, and we get it done. So yes, we are accessible to the public.
Let's take this call. Krem, good morning.
Boss.
Yes, good morning.
Hello?
Yes, good morning. We hear you. Go ahead.
Okay. I don't hear myself then. Yes, boss. Most, I am critical of the People's United Party. But if you notice, I hear me say nothing bad yet. Because just like how I love Darrell Bradley, I believe that even Donald Trump, I gave his 100 days. I believe that everybody needs that 100 days. And then after 100 days, they will hear me every morning call and real about it. But I will give them the 100 days. Because I have heard a lot of things. And what I did notice and check, 2 things I did check and I noticed that they did finish it, was the corner of Alembe and where the place came. And I said, what things still look like? But I will give you your 100 days. And I'm putting you on warning that I am a UDP member. When 100 days done, oh my God, You know, because when Donald Trump was running, I'm a Belizean. And I know he couldn't do half the things he promised. And I'm telling you one thing when I wake up too, with Belizeans, I met a lot of Belizeans the morning after the election believing that they didn't have to work anymore, which is a bad policy because we don't have Belizeans, we don't consider black people, they say we're black or we're lazy. And then when they encourage them and they thought that, you know, if my party wins, I want that life easy, why mess up their head? They're not really bad. But I will actually give them one suggestion to help for the two. Even though I'm a UDP, I'm a very nice person most of the time. But I will tell you something more, and I said this to the other government mayor. I drive around, and I hate to see you guys taking out the garbage out of the drain. Put it on the side of the drain. If rain comes, drop it right back into the drain. Half of the dirt stay on the ground. The rain will still take it back into the drain. So, you know, I might could help you guys with a trailer. I want to see my best efforts to donate one trailer to the city council. I want to pull the trailer with them. I want to dig out the dirt, they put that straight into the trailer, man. And when it get full, you know how much people look for us, and they want to tell them to dump her right now the back of the yard. They don't have to carry it for her. But Lord, man, not dig up all the drain and put all the dirt outside. Then they left it 2 months before. You see sometimes get hard and all. Grass start grow through it and all. But that's the only thing. But just be reminded that upon 100 days, I think 101 day, I want to
fire.
I said, but I remember that Bali say, well, I'll give it head. But I will give you 100 days, and like I said, I listen, I watch, I see. I noticed the city and the market is still being going on. I said, well, let me not be that small-minded person, not that person who just want to fight because of politics. Because I'll tell you something, even though I'm a member of the UDP, if you guys are doing a good job, I will support that. You know why? Because at the end of the day, I'm also a Belizean. And I don't want UDP first, and I don't want PUP first. And I want Belizean first. So if I see that you're doing good, trust me, I tell the UDP more than one time. The day I want to become the other guy, I got a photo. I look to go green now, if anything, because I don't see what one could do and the next one could do. I'm seeing green, and I don't mean green because the money color. I'm seeing green. Anyway, what's I got?
All right, my brother.
All right. Well, yeah. When
Can't say the man no.
He's
talking, man.
He's
talking, man, which is good.
Yeah.
So he's talking about the spoils, the stuff that is taken out of the drain. Now, if you notice, they also used to work on that during the night. I tell them, no, pick it up now and ask the people in the neighborhood to, you know, dump it in your yard.
Some of them does take it as landfill.
Yes.
And
So that is happening already.
Interested to receive them, so we do have some.
We got requests, yeah, we have requests for it, and we are doing it already. Well, the man mentioned that sometimes they're there for 2 months, but we are in an office for like 6 weeks.
Yeah, but it's a fact.
But that's true.
Yeah,
it's true. It's true. And we'll make sure that that doesn't happen.
I have been touring the Caribbean shows here at with the work manager, and it was disgusting, my brother. Man, big grass to grow in the damn style on the street. That means that has been there for a long time. But
Quite a while.
we don't quite complain. We quite clean it up. It has to be cleaned up, and we have to do things different.
All right. We have a call. Good morning, WUB.
Good morning, guys. First of all, I want to congratulate all the councillors that are there. And I want to put in my little 2 cents towards traffic. I did observe that most of the streets in Belize are very narrow. You have people who have parking, but they're not going on their driveway. They park on the streets. We are asking if these councillors could make a change in Belize and probably allow all vehicles to park on only one side of the road within like maybe the 1st to the 15th, and from the 15th to the 30th, the other side. That will make a big difference with traffic, because you would want to be on Penn Road and trying to get out to Central American Boulevard. It's almost impossible. Everybody park on both sides of the road, the road is narrow, and you find yourself catch up in a corner, they wait for your break for continue road, and you just not get no break. Guys, and the people when not follow those rules, let the traffic man come around by cycle and ticket them. This is the only way we are move forward when it comes to traffic, because vehicles not get less than Belize. It get more, and the roads are narrow. Thank you.
It's 7:50 in the studios. This time check is brought to you by Grace Kennedy Belize Limited.
From the company who brought you Buendia freeze-dried coffee, Grace 100% pure Colombian coffee is made in Colombia, considered among the finest coffee regions around the world. Naturally freeze-dried, Grace 100% pure Colombian coffee is exposed to less heat than other coffee brands to preserve the flavor and aroma to make the perfectly convenient cup of coffee you deserve. Have a buenos dias with Grace.
Quality nutrition from generation to generation.
Bringing good taste to life.
This is the mayor, right? And
All right, welcome back to the WB Wake Up Belize Morning Vibes. And we have a call. Caller, give me 1 second. You wanted to respond to that caller's point, Councillor Vaughan?
yeah, I was just saying, I totally agree with the gentleman. The parking is horrible. I was saying to you after a while ago, I took a ride up in Farmers Road, and man, I had to actually battle for space on the street. Why are we building on a street so narrow? People don't have place to park their car. Many of them, in fact, apartments. I was in Caribbean shows as I say yesterday. There are some apartments who has literally no parking space for their tenant. Where do they park on the street?
But don't we have laws for that?
And they have laws. They have laws. So these are things that the council is responsible for traffic, because we do policies. Has to look and say, ensure that if there's a policy, make sure you know.
All right, we have a call. Good morning, WB.
Morning, brother Moses.
Morning.
Morning to the councillors then too.
Good morning.
Morning.
Yeah, I got a concern, no? Around the cities, I say, in the past, up to now, they have some signs, both in some neighborhood where say, no dumping of garbage, or else fine will be $500 or something like that. I don't know if you know how we are there signs there.
Yeah, we are.
Yeah, I got one. I got one my latest too as well. And it seems as though that come from waste control. I was to talk to the mayor about it now. But we move hard garbage. If you call us and you have hard garbage to move, if you contact Councillor Norris or myself, we make arrangement and we move it.
Yeah. What I was trying to say now is that you have the sign there, but people still dump garbage there, right? So I just come as a suggestion, if possible, I know everything and money. You see them big garbage bin where waste control got. My thing is that why not put one of them garbage bin with all them sign there and to eliminate the problem, because the sign there and people still dump the garbage there and the garbage enough is scattered all over the place. Instead of the sign, why not put one of them big garbage dump bin there in order for the people they utilize, instead of just got the sign there and still dump the garbage on the street. Now that's just my suggestion. I don't know if you are new councillors to say something like that put in place, no?
Okay, I've written it down, and very good suggestion. I didn't really think about that, because it's I think it's waste control who does that.
Deal with that, no?
But a very good idea, sir. I've written it down. I look into it.
Okay, sir. Thanks very much.
Thanks.
Most Belize City, I don't want to be rude, but it's filthy, and sometimes we look to who to blame for the filth, and we have to take that responsibility. When you walk Albert Street, when you walk Queen Street, how much garbage can you save on the street? None. So if people they buy Ideal chicks and other stuff, put the paper in their pocket. We have to rethink how we do things and find some safe way to put, garbage can so people could actually put their litter in it.
Yeah.
So public garbage cans are shortage.
Yes,
I know that some years ago, I think it was Farmer Mayor Moya who had set a thing to put some garbage cans on Albert Street.
Yes.
But I think obviously, there's a need for more public garbage spaces, because while there is a need to create an awareness that we need to not litter, we also need to be assisted. There needs to be something to put the garbage in.
Yeah, true.
I think that is something now we know. Whenever we start to think about all these things that we need to do, we know that every single thing comes with a price tag. And that's not that's not the portfolio that we have behind the desk right now. But the reality is though that there must be creative ways that we can make things a bit easier. Indeed, we need to increase our civic pride consciousness. That's for sure. You know, but again, Councillor Gentle, you know, you have parks, playground, and beautification.
Yes.
So, you know, I think maybe in the past, sometimes people look at that and think, oh, well, you know, that one is small portfolio. I don't think it's as a small portfolio
it's
at
not
all.
a small portfolio at all. Many a times I have to lobby with my other councillors and be like, what are you guys are doing? Because beautification is a big thing. I can't do it without them when it comes to the garbage overpack, the downtown area, the parks, everything.
And
Public health come in and play a big role.
You know, and then the next thing is that we gentlemen are filthy. We urinate everywhere.
Yes, yes.
And so you have public spaces that are
well,
really...
Well, you do it too, I say so.
You saw?
As well too. Yeah.
You see who?
We have a call, so I think the men most responsible. I think we have to own up to that. Krem, good morning, WUB.
Yes, hi, good morning.
Yes, sir.
Congrats to everybody on the show, to you, Mose, and to the councillors. Let me start first with a question. Where is the new vacuum truck? I haven't seen that truck around doing any work as of late.
Good question, sir.
All right, next issue too
the new the suction truck that they got.
It's not there?
It's in Gen truck. Need parts.
Oh, okay. So it's broken presently.
Yes, okay, all right. Mr. Vaughn, just now you mentioned there was the issue that came up about parking. Parking is a problem in the city, it is. But let me just say this, and maybe you might disagree with me. There is not a regulation for parking. And maybe that you could make that a pet project of yours, where you try to get the parking, where you can get that passed as a legislation. Because it is only a requirement. And if you notice, there are construction sites all over Belize City that are building and are not providing parking. And I was involved in an issue the other day where they were pressuring a local Belizean building and wanted them to provide parking, but then all the other construction sites are providing none. The reason, as I'm saying, it is not, there is no legislation for parking. We need it. Secondly, now, I live in the downtown area, which is the Albert Division. I live near to East Canal, Prince and East Canal. The issue around here is that the canal, the junction at Yaba Bridge, which is still clogged, and this situation is over 6 months. And that will pose a problem for us in this division, because our streets can't drain out if the canal is blocked. And lastly, let me mention this, because I've mentioned it before already. This situation on Collett Canal between Next Avenue and now it's reaching down to the market, where you smell the stench, the odor of sewage. And it is because of the BWS overflow pipe that is belching raw sewage into the canal. It has nowhere to go. The canal is blocked at Yaba Bridge, so that needs to be an urgent project that you all need to attend to. Thank you and good morning.
Just last week, we were in a meeting, right? And I asked the coordinator of the meeting, I said, what happened to that project at the Yabra? Because there's what they call it, a rejuvenation for the restore Belize, right? It's not just the council, right? And I said, but the rain is coming. There is no need for him to dig drain and to patch street, and we are getting ready for the hurricane, and the mouth of the canal is blocked up. They are moving too slow. It's the person who put up that thing on by Wesley College.
Okay.
A C company. It's a package. And Yara is a part of that package.
But then that shouldn't be just a thing that but then one would have to say that we the citizens can want that to be solved, but you as councillors have a responsibility to proactively engage that company and to say, listen, this is a situation and we need it. If they are the ones that are responsible for it, and it's on your watch, then you all have to get in there and do something about it.
Yeah, true.
Yeah, we have to, and that's why we addressed it last week. So I think the way forward will be the direction of the mayor, because now we're going back to the mayor and say, listen, we are wasting our efforts in here. if we can get the waterway in free, and the company is lagging way behind.
We're now joined by Councillor Deltrude Hilton, and her portfolio is public health. Good morning and welcome to the show, Councillor Hilton.
Good morning, Moz. I must say good morning, President.
Good morning to you and welcome to the show. We have two callers. So you gentlemen have you councillors have a little time, right? Because callers want to talk to you, obviously.
Yes, man.
All right.
People business, man. It's about the people.
All right. Krem, good morning, WUB.
Good morning.
Good morning.
What I'd like to say is that you have by where I live at, the old Batibus station now supposedly been owned by the police department. I have 3 fire over the Easter. 3. That's only 3 to the Easter. Before, I can't count on the finger the amount of fire when they set over there. It's bushy. It needs for clean. But you know, I don't think that taxpayers should pay for clean no empty lot. That doesn't make sense. The situation is you put one lien. Every time you clean the empty lot, there's a lien payment go on the property. Whenever the property is being sold, they have to pay that lien before they get the new title. And if they take too long to do to pay, then you auction the property. You bring a lien for action on the property for what they owe. That makes more sense. People are clean. And if I clean, which is we the people, it makes sense because I want to get back the money. And also, it put people to work. But who own these lots have to pay, or pay either to get them clean anyhow. So why should I pay out of our pocket to get them clean? Nonsense. As it is right now, you can't have a jungle back here. I keep the fence line clean, but Lord, every time I clean it, that's $30, you know, to clean my fence line. I can't look for the money because the my fence line. And my house, they near biscuit 1, biscuit 2, biscuit 3. And when you look through the area, you have biscuit 4, biscuit 5, biscuit 6, biscuit 7. So anyhow, anything spark or start to burn, we'll have a chain reaction. Over what? Over somebody who own a piece of property. When they don't sell for 10 million, when they don't invest 10 million, they sell and get free. CYBP, $10 million. All we have done in our foundation. And in the foundation, the rotten and a cement.
So people intentionally set fire in there, my brother, or the...
Huh?
They intentionally set fire in there? Or...
Yes. You know how to tell us, sir? You know, one day, tree fire. If you don't think I'm telling the truth, check with the fire department. Because every time they come out, they lock themselves out, lock themselves in, which they might not do that, you know. There's so many things in our country that has rules. We ought to stick to the rules. Period. Here comes the man clean the alley. When he clean the alley, he clean like how he wake up and just then slap water pipe for his face and he goes straight to work, ready to roll. That's how they clean the alley. You know what I had to do one time? Clean the one alley. Cost me $80. And you know what I did? Knuckles down. So when anybody come now for clean the alley, they have to clean it low. So it lasts a period of time. They all ain't doing, if you go around and inspect the man who will pay, or will pay. For clean anything or cut the sidewalk or all anything. When you walk by the bush, still 1 foot high. Grass high, 1 foot high, all ain't gonna walk off the road and then get paid. No. If you are a cutter and you're working for your money, you're supposed to be the best cutter there is. And that's what's lacking with the peoples, with my peoples. If the man want to turn a screwdriver, he no cares the head of the screwdriver broke.
He was still use my time with a broken screwdriver to charge me. That's the problem with this country.
All right, my brother.
You have to stick to the rules. Thanks.
Respect.
Thank you.
Thanks for your contribution.
Well, when it comes to, we call them abandoned lots.
Yeah.
We are also occurring a list. Well, we update the list where they got, and we have to sit down and decide what we're going to do with it or how we're going to deal with them. Because you have a lot of them around the city. We have laws on the books that tell us how to deal with it, but you first have to notify the owner and then, you know, put it in the gazette, and then in the meantime the thing just to grow and grow and grow. So we have to find a way to deal with it. And normally when we clean one abandoned lot, once we know who the owner is, then we attach that to the tax.
All right.
So that's going to be one of the projects coming.
We take this call and then we have to take a break. Then when we come back, we could get to hear from the Councillor for Public Health as well. Krem, good morning, WUB.
Good morning, Mose, and good morning to your guests.
Good morning.
This is Caroline. I would love to say a lot to your councillors this morning, but I'm going to limit my topic. I would have wanted to talk a lot more about planning, but I would simply say that it is time for Belize City to have a plan. We do not have a plan that sets out a clear trajectory of our city and where we want it to be, and thus we are not being efficient in the terms of how we manage the city and operate the city. But that is for another conversation. One of the things that captured my attention in the manifesto of the councillors, the elected councillors or the PUP councillor team at the time was the concept of social infrastructure and neighborhood. And I recall, and I can be wrong, that there was this point in the manifesto of having a neighborhood officer. I think that was what the terminology was. But I was listening to Aisha coming just now. I am very impressed with the direction that I see Aisha going, but I wanted to ask or suggest that you tie in that concept of the parks and playground with your neighborhood officer. Why do I say that? Belize City has major issues as we continue to see, whether it's crime and violence, whether it's unemployment, whether it's poverty, whether it's squatting, urban informalism, and so on and so forth. What is very key for us to appreciate and understand is a lot of these neighborhoods that are characterized by crime and violence and unemployment and poverty and so on and so forth is because there is really overcrowding. There is no space for communities to socialize, for kids to play, and to build that community spirit and identity and cohesiveness. So what Aisha is saying is very key, because these parks and playgrounds can start to become the focal point of rebuilding our neighborhoods. If we don't get the community involved and engaged in rebuilding their neighborhoods, becoming stewards of their communities so that they can transform them into hubs of prosperity and social well-being, that we can reduce crime and create employment and so on and so forth, we are going to continue this trajectory of a city that is going to have these negative images that we continue to see as it involves crime and violence, gang warfare, conflict, and so on and so forth. So I just wanted to say to Aisha that I love where you're going. I'm here if you ever need my support to assist. But the neighborhood, your campaign was based on this whole family and communities and neighborhood. I think starting to rebuild our city, our image, our direction starts with rebuilding our neighborhoods. Very key also is the whole concept of these liquor licenses and trade licenses. And just now the councillor spoke about abandoned lots. So when you're taking into consideration rebuilding your neighborhood, it's a conversation with the community as to what they want to do with the spaces around them, how those spaces can help them to transform their communities. There's a lot of work that has been done with this all over the world. There's a lot of examples that can be used to do this. How we bring back abandoned properties to make them productive, from urban garden and agriculture, to creating parks with economic activity, and Saturday markets and things like that. There's so much, the potential is unlimited. So I'm just saying it's a great conversation you're having. Your manifesto was tied a lot into social infrastructure, families, community. I remember that neighborhood officer, that was the one that got my attention. So I would like to suggest that you start working on that and to bring that into being. And that in itself will be the foundation of bringing back communities and rebuilding our communities so that they are healthy, that they are hubs of prosperity, and they are communities that people want to live in. For too long, Belize City has been planned and developed to be somewhere for tourists to come. It is time we develop Belize City to be a place where we want to live, and thereafter the tourists are then going to come. Thank you, the guys. Bye-bye.
Thank you very much.
Gentlemen, you get, and councillors, let me put it that way, you get to respond, and we'll be here after the break, but we have to take a break. Come back to the WUB Wake Up Belize Morning Vibes at 26 minutes after 8 o'clock. Mosad in the house, and it's been the Belize City Council morning. At least we've had several of the councillors with us. Two of them had to leave. That is Michael Morales, who is responsible for sanitation, CIMO, and security and other things, and Aisha Gentle for parks, playground, and the market, as well as beautification. We are now joined, however, well, we were joined earlier, but we didn't get a chance to get into anything, with Councillor Delchud Hilton for public health. Councillor of Works, Councillor Albert Vaughan is still with us, and we had some comments there coming from Ms. Carolyn about activating the social infrastructure on which you campaigned, a part of your campaign platform. I don't know if you wanted to respond.
No, excellent, excellent. And Aisha was out there taking notes as well. Excellent suggestion from the, I call her my deputy, you know, you know, like I call her deputy, but from Ms. Caroline. Excellent, and I think that's the way we are to do. We are to go.
Now, good morning and welcome again, Councillor Hilton. What has the weeks, these first few weeks on the job as a councillor been like for you, and tell us about your portfolio of public health?
I must say that it has been a bit rough, but I'm working my way around it. It is my field of study. Public health is something that I find myself very comfortable working in. Where the council stands with public health, we have a lot of business out there that we go into when it comes to checking into the health system, the condition that they have these people working, and we are responsible for the market vendors and how they keep their produce. We're also responsible for the meat shops in there. We have the markets and playgrounds. We have to make sure those are very much sanitized for the public to be to use. We deal with the vehicles, bushy lots, and just in this week we had Councillor Morales and Councillor Vaughan who assisted us in cleaning some of those bushy lots. We also have under our staff the tacos vendors. We have to make sure that those people have water to wash their hands while dealing with money and food, and that they have their food handler's certificate on hand.
You were mentioning to me that a part of your priority as well is the workers who do the sanitation maintenance, the sanitation work in the city, to make sure that they, you know, that they don't get affected by the type of work that they do.
Yes.
That their health is a priority to you.
Yes, it is. What happened right now, we are looking into getting the workers vaccinated because of the kind of garbage and stuff that they're dealing with. So we have the nurse coming in next week. It will be a 2-day process because of the amount. And we'll have each and every one of those sanitation workers, from the garbage shop down to the person who cleans the drain and put the papers. They'll be vaccinated by the nurses. Another part of that is that we are planning to do a 6-month medical checkup for those people as well.
Okay. We have a call. Krem, good morning, WUB.
Hi, good morning.
Yes, good morning.
To you, Mr. Mose, and the councillors there.
Good morning.
Good morning. I'm calling now because I live in the Port Loyola area of Nurse Finley Crescent, but behind me is Gill Street. And last year, about 4 times, I had called the City Council for them to come in and see a yard that is is vacant, but people keep throwing the garbage, and now it's awful. The number on Gill Street is number 27. These are the people that are throwing all the garbage in the yard, no? So I would like for someone to address it because it has become very bad. And, you know, that's my 2 cents for this morning.
All right.
So if you can take note, because it's frustrating. I have called 4 times last year, and countless times I've been calling, and to no avail. Nobody come to deal with it, and it's getting worse. It's on Gill Street.
Okay, ma'am, I got the address, 27 Gill Street.
Yes, the yard. It's a open lot, but obviously it's the neighbors that are throwing the garbage there.
I'll pass on there today and look at it, and then get Councillor Morales' attention.
Thank you so much. Okay, bye-bye.
Good morning, WUB.
Yes, good morning. I have one question for the councillors on your show, Mose. In the past councillors, majority of them had full-time jobs. I don't mean full-time job in a city hall, full-time job apart from city hall. So my question is, how much are the councillors where they now have full-time job at city hall and no full-time job elsewhere? That's just my question for them.
Okay.
Yeah, as far as I know, only the mayor and the deputy mayor is full-time. All of us, well, I don't have no job. I retire. I don't want to job this, but I think all of the other councillors, they have their own, whatever they do during the day. Only the mayor and the deputy mayor is a full-time position right now. Yeah.
All right. Our telephone numbers are 222-4299 as well as 202-4409, 202-4469. Prem, good morning, WUB.
Yes, good morning, Mr. Moore, and good morning to the councillors there.
Yeah.
Good morning.
Moore, I have a serious concern. Can I ask the councillors how often they check those Chinese establishments that sells takeout food or, you know, quick food?
Councillor Hilton.
Good morning once again, sir. Those people are being checked often, and they're being checked along with our crew as well as the crew from the government department, the health side of the government department.
Public health.
Public health.
Okay, so you're saying they are checked often, but you don't give me a limit of maybe every 2 days or 1 day or 1 week. You know why I'm asking this, Mother Moon? One day, I tell my friend, go and buy a chicken for me. He was going to buy, we live in Fabas Road, so I sent him to buy a chicken from me. But when that chicken come back, Brother Mose, I could put my head on the chopping block. That was not a bird. That was not a chicken. You understand me, Pa? Well, of course I don't eat that, but you know how chicken look, but he can't chop up to try to trick me. Oh my God! Come on, man.
You don't feel like it was a thing with wings and feathers.
You know how a chicken look. And see the part where I added our breast, so
the breast.
You got a wing for it, so I know it's supposed to.
So it was breast without wings.
That one they look. That's our serious bird. I don't know if that's around this. That one they don't live. You know, that one they could fly.
That's a good one.
But
I remember, but I think, of course, everybody has some suspicion or the other that they don't always get what they order.
Exactly, exactly.
But I think beyond that, I think what you really hope for is that what you're getting is not going to get you sick.
Exactly, Brother Mose.
And so that is a huge responsibility.
Stomach, you know, Brother Mose, you know, there are things we put in our stomach.
Yeah.
It's what you put in your belly. Come on, man. I don't want nothing to grow out of me. We could take it seriously, though.
All right. So, I don't know. Do you have anything you'd like to add to that, Councillor Hilton? Like, if you have a sense of, okay, the businesses are checked regularly, do you have a sense of how often it is they are checked? Like, is it something that is done twice for the year, 4 times for the year?
One of the things that I can tell you is that the caller has an address where he could call in and he could tell us, okay, you know what, I need you guys to go and check this business place.
And you would do it.
And we'll get the personnel to go in and do that. And they'll be checked thoroughly.
So where does he call? Like if you
the council.
Like for example, if I go and I eat something and I can figure out, you know, guess what? I never eat anything all day. The only thing I ate was that, and now, you know, I live in the toilet, you know, then you know, okay, it's very likely that that place is the culprit, you know.
Yes.
So you can report that.
They can report it, and if they can save Okay, like he said he had it and he knew that was not chicken. He could have saved that and then call the public health or call city council and ask for the health personnel.
And show you it.
And yes, they can show it and then we go back to that restaurant and they...
Because
they
maybe it was just an unusual chicken.
Exactly. So,
But let me...
You know, maybe it was a chicken, just, you know, maybe a chicken that was struggling in life.
I
and
thought it was my mind looked like a John Crow. But I actually believe that if you are in an office, which is most of the office here in Belize, short equipment, sharper manpower, I certain that a guy working in one of those offices, you know, I don't want to call name, but the police department. And so when I see this, I know that we need manpower. I can recall a guy come fix one fridge for me, but and when he come to my place, that me have to give him the tools to fix the fridge. You understand me? Which is supposed to be the opposite way. He's supposed to bring you one tools, carry the pay.
You hired the wrong person.
Trust me, that was the right person. The man could fix the fridge. He just look at the tools. But what I'm saying, my point was that we need manpower because she's saying calling the office.
These regulatory agencies very often are understaffed, they're underfunded, the Bureau of Standards, you know, public health. I mean, the work that they're responsible for very often is...
Exactly, we need manpower. But I heard about the guy earlier, where talk about these Chinese businessmen, they raise up the price. That are so true, man. I mean, really and truly, Brother Moose, things, they jack up the price so seriously. They have to have an operation. You know, like, I don't know, I'll use the word sting, but yes, sting operation. So that when you're going there, you light up everybody because you know the Chinese want to call. So they double up. So they will call. Why? They look out, you know. Then they come and then they want to shift up things. I tell you, some of them business places don't got no price on the no label on the item. So we have to, how much for this? How the Chinese know everything in the shop? Huh? Out of a million things. Oh, 550. Oh, 780. Come on, man. And then you know, come on. Make we do better on that. Please. Thank you.
Yes.
Thank you too.
Any comments?
I want to go back to the guy who talked about job because this is important for the public now. The campaigning, I have never asked for a job. I said to you, I want to serve you. I want to serve you in the city hall. My life is about service, and I very seriously talk about serving my city, serving my country. Being a councillor, that's not a job. That's not a job. You're there to serve the citizen in making policies for the city council. They have managers, they have supervisors. They're not a job. You understand? And when you look at the stipend where the councillor get, man, and that confirm that it is not a job. And I'm not afraid to tell you upon the air, that's only $2,000 you make for the month. So you could see how some councillor get bigger and fat. You understand where they get that from? Because you can't be for a salary from the city council or a stipend from the city council. So I just want to clarify that I never did ask for a job. I never can do a job, I can serve my city. And I'm very, very serious about that. And that is why I get up every morning and I come out and I say, listen to me, this is my service to the city and I make sure that I deliver in the city hall. You understand? So don't get mixed up with service and job. Job you get paid, by the way. You understand me?
All right. Good morning, WUB.
Morning, Maud.
Yes, sir.
Good morning.
Morning, Albert.
Good morning, sir.
Morning, Miss Hinton.
Morning.
I got one question for you, Maud, and I got one thing where I want to tell Albert. Albert's supposed to remember when I tell him because what happened is that they have one system that is city council whereby you can't bury certain family member in one other family member grave. I talked to you already about it, Albert. Probably remember, no?
Well familiar, sir.
I'm going to see the mayor because what happened is I had one stepson when I dead and when I try to bury him in his brother's grave. But apparently they say they have one system where that can happen. That one system where I wish that try to change because then I think that a family member supposed to make that decision.
It used to be allowed.
I let him finish.
Okay.
I let him finish. But go ahead, sir.
Yeah, the other thing, the bank, I noticed the bank, they know they take international money order again, Mose. And apparently it look like no way want to take it. So it look like the other option now that we send it back to the person who send it to. You can something money. I don't know.
Yeah, I know where it, but I could check.
Anyway.
Yeah. Yeah, I said that I know where it, but I want to check.
Yeah, because he give me the only option now that we might have to send it back now, and I mean sometimes that's the only way for people get only stipend from family members, no?
Yeah.
Yep.
But one, I want to pass on to the mayor, and make them try change the rules, you know.
I will, sir. It's a policy from the last city council, obviously, and was if I buy one grace piece of for me, man, I say who. Well, I hope I don't have the bike. I hope the city council not tell me who I can. I buy this grave space, you know.
But in fairness, though, I guess it must have been some kind of public health concern about.
I don't think so at all.
It's not public health.
It's not public health.
I laugh.
It's not public health.
They wanted to start eternal garden, and they want to push everybody up that way.
I think
it's a bit of capitalism.
Yeah.
I think it's a policy that the mayor Wagner and the council need for review. There's a way to beat it, you know. There's a way. I won't say it on the air because I don't want to let the cat out, no.
But
it's a wrong policy, man. It's a bad policy.
You disagree with it? That this is
totally disagree.
It's something that people have been. It's a tradition.
It's a tradition. That's my grave space. I can recall one of my constituents dead in Freetown, and the daughter wanted to bury the mother in the grandson grave, and they refused. I mean, they say, you know, crazy. I mean, said that is my plot. Why you take that away from me and I pay for this? It's not a donation. I don't come to you for charity and say give me a grave space. I bought that. No? So it's a policy that we need to review.
You don't have authority as to who going in there.
You understand me?
Quem, good morning. WUB. Yeah. Good morning. Hello. We lost him. All right.
Most, I would like to go back. The guy who called about the Chinese business place. I must say that even though we are understaffed, both public health departments work closer together and they work effective. Whenever somebody calls in with a complaint, they will get to the person for the zone because the public health from the government side, they zone up the officers. And the team from the city council, they know which officer to call for which zone. And they will call that person and they work together effectively.
All right. Quem, good morning, WUB. Quem, good morning.
As well. Both, if you allowed me, and yes. As I was saying that the mayor has put together a steering committee for a 100 days plan, no? I guess we have a...
Quem, good morning.
Yes, good morning. Me again.
Yes, ma'am.
One of the things I want to ask the councillors, you know, I mean, the past city council, I'm just a bunch of hustlers. And the way they hustle you is, they block everything from doing where you could do the right way. That means if I want a taxi license, there's a rule for that. You know where they are proud do? They block that. They tell you can't get taxi license, you can't get this, you can't get that. Unless you go through the back door and pay about 5 times the price for it. Right? That's the one. The other thing is, as a small businessman, right? What the police then do is, I pay for my license, I have all my documents together. You know what they are people do? They disrespect your license. They can't tell you whether your license valid or not valid. But yet still you're the PFA, that's the council. You know? And this is how they kill the small Belizean businessman because the police, I try to find out right now, who control the city? Is your license a legal document that tell you could do A, B, and C? where the police supposed to respect, or they're supposed to just take your document and say, well, we don't care about that. We are the police. We do what we feel like. That are two. No. The next thing is the cleanest front of my area have ever been is the right now. Since God sent some strong breeze to blow over 10, 20 days, we nearly killed police couple of times. The breeze come nearly, the tent nearly lick out one small child. People, they ride their bicycle, crash up into the tent. The police, they burn their garbage out there, right? This is what personally happened to me. The police, they burn their garbage out there, where they know it's illegal for burning in the city, right? And then they talk about, then they burn because of mosquito, right? One policeman knocked me in my chest. You know what?
Street that, brother?
This is upon Lacroix Boulevard, right at Max Grocery. I have been complaining and complaining and complaining. And that's the reason why I want to see the mayor right now, because I tell her I refuse to renew my trade license, liquor license, whatsoever. I actually shut down my business because the police shut it down, right? And that, they make the city council, not they make the finance they're supposed to make, because a lot of small business is shutting down under this, and under the UDP city council. Because all when they do that come with their hand out, they look to rip you off. You understand me? The police supposed to respect people and stop the thing about they want to try harass you so that they can collect bribery or some kind of thing. I have been threatened in all different kind of ways because I stand up to them. Good. And this is the thing. Every time I talk, I use the name of Mr. Chester Williams, because personally, my plight has been through him. Because he feel like he's a God and master who could come and take your legal document and tell you, yeah, what, that's not good. The city council wrong. They don't know what they do. They know this, they know that. And I feel like he could just shut you down when he feel like. You know what they have done to me most? They stand up in front of my business. He put one checkpoint in front there. He put police there so that nobody can come by. And he pass and check. Make sure they harass me. And the policeman tell me personally, he's there to harass me. As long as he is doing his harassing me, he is doing his job. You know, and I want you invite Mr. Chester Williams on the Creme TV show. I invite me too. Because I really want people to understand what is going on. These people are wicked, you see? And they use their office as one power play point to try harass you. I have been harassed from 2016, the 16th of April, you see? And Mr. Chester Williams was the first person. And I have been to Creme Radio. I was on the news reporting what was going on, and they have done nothing. And at the same policeman, you have to go report to.
All right, my brother. Well, that policeman is not here, so I can't get any responses from him based on your allegation. But let me just say this: let us just get a response on the matter of your trade license and what it entitles you to. Okay?
Yes, sir. I would want to know what's the position of the city council in terms of your trade license. Are they above the police after you don't pay for your trade license and everything is all right? Well,
at least for me, as long as you're not selling any illegal substances, you're not commit no crime in your place, then they don't have the authority. That's just my view of it. But that's why we have the city councillor this morning, so they can speak on it. Thanks for the call.
I would invite the gentleman to, you know, this. I love Mayor Bernard for this. He's a business friendly mayor. And I would invite him not to see the mayor, but to see the deputy mayor, Deputy Oscar Arnold, who is in charge of trade license and all these things. And sit down with the man, and our decent man, our man who could listen, our man who make sure things happen, right? Go in to the city council, appointment to see the deputy mayor, and go carry a problem to her and get it, work on it for you.
All right, come. Good morning, WUB.
Blessed morning.
Yes.
Good morning, my brother.
Yes, first of all, I want to just thank, the councillors said, sit down in the hot seat because you're going to friend. But listen and hear the people. Mr. Van, I just want to take a lean note of this. Before election, certain councillors tell my brother they could put out the dirt right in front of the area. And so far, they don't pick it up.
At Dunn Street, my brother?
Yeah, right so far.
Right
at it. Yes, he did it right now, and I just want to love just because move it, and thing. But I'm grateful for no comment, and we want to know more. you know, and get attacked from political people, but just, you know, keep the work going and bless up, man.
Okay, brother.
Yeah.
Yeah. You mentioned because the time they run out and I got 2 breaks, but you mentioned.
Well, I'm not going into it full. I just want people are aware that we may have a steering committee. The chairman, is Deputy Mayor Oscar Arnold, Councillor Deltrude Hilton, Councillor Micah Goodin, Councillor Aisha Gentle, Councillor Alan Pollard, and Councillor Michael Morales. But one of the things I think you have one of the things I like where you have my brother that is established, where you say where we have this committee, set up this municipal accounts committee. That's the way a whole councillor responsible. And I want the public to know we only make $2,000 a month. I know they hide that they'll June.
What's that?
Right? Make them know so when you see where they live their lifestyle, where they drive all them big vehicle and they drink black people in the club, they go like with a king. Where the money they come from. And this important, Brother Moses, important because going out there to the people, that was what they were saying. They're tired of PUP, they're tired of UDP, but they're one of the same. I think some people call it PUDP, and so I agree with them. You understand me?
You put on your campaign hat, Councillor Van. But we could take this last call, and then we all that time, really, because we got 2 weeks and nearly 9. So maybe just take this call. Call it have to be quick to the thing.
Hello, morning.
Morning.
Yes, Albert Van.
Yes, morning, sir.
Yes, I just recall I want to ask you to please give some attention to Violet Lane.
Violet Lane?
Violet Lane, yes, man. That have been neglected for a long, long while.
Okay.
Right off Oliveira Street.
Off Oliveira Street?
Uh-huh. Yeah, right behind Toto.
Okay, I know that way. All right.
Okay, thanks.
Okay, my brother.
You were mentioning, and I get this question in, that you feel that the state of the city council's equipment, that it's unacceptable?
Yeah, most I'm trying to remain very calm on the show. It's a good show. I'm enjoying the show, by the way. I don't want to get angry, but when you think about the amount of money passed through the city council, the municipal bond, which we understand the mayor will vote again, the hands out from government, the BTL bashment, you know, and when you look at the equipment and the working condition with them and they work on, you know, I'm trying to stay calm here. We're in a bad shape. We're in a bad shape. In fact, in the work department, we only have something like 2 trucks to work, half a roller, sometime one grader. What happened? Why these equipment wasn't picked? You know, it kind of want to deflate you sometime, but you have that commitment to the people, and so we are find a way. We are find a way for get there and things get done, get some equipment. And I like when Carolyn mentioned about getting community participation. Now, I got a different view for Councillor Morales. I am saying that in my era, Babylama, I keep my place very clean. But I want to see the council compensate me too, man. I mean, say, look for me when I pay my tax. Look for my incentive for give me, man. When I not only cut front of my yard and keep the drain clean and keep the name, you know, and the council have to find a way, or some policy will say, people who contribute in the community, you know, you pay, you say, listen to me, I keep it up, but we need to make sure that, you know.
Incentivize.
You understand what I said? The council have to look for things like that and give people, and people, they, in fact, I have people where they call me and say, Mr. Van, we are willing to help the city council. We want to see you guys succeed. The mayor have been meeting these people. We have been making good contact, and they are helping, right? But, you know, we have to be generous to people too and make them know that, you know, we could look for taxes, we could look for different things, and so we could make life easier.
Well, I would hope that there is a commitment coming from out of the city council that it will always be willing to come and meet the people and hear the people. I think as Dara mentioned, yes, there will be those who might be unfair or might be strategic, but that should not be a deterrent for not come and hear the people. Give them access to your access is critical because, as you mentioned, our service we need to do.
Yes, our service.
And the only way you can know where people feel that if there is a path for them to reach out to you and communicate to you. I think that is very, very important, and we play that part. We've always played that part to create one space apart. city council can come and talk to the people and hear the people more importantly, and that has happened on the blue and the red, that are just the standard. That the council have to go and talk to the people, reach out to the people. Councillor Hilton?
I must say that we still have in our plan that we will have different meetings in different areas to hear the views of the people as well, and to get feedback from them as what they want for their neighborhoods.
All right, and remember, use technology, because sometimes people might not want to come to a place to sit down in a place, but if you're on Facebook Live, people aren't going to send their questions.
Yes,
use technology.
Yeah, what I do, I use my Facebook to highlight some of the works that we do in works now, and people do respond positive. And just like the show today, people have area that they want to look into.
All right. Well, thanks for coming by, man.
Well, I must say thanks, and I must say thanks to Father X. I don't know if they make me, but I don't remember you. But I hear in the grapevine something might happen. No?
We'll kick you out just now. We take a break, we come back.